On today's DNVR, the DNVR postgame show, Colorado is 1-0. What the hell happened at the end of the game? And Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, and Jimmy Horner insane. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo!
The Colorado Buffaloes are 1-0. They have defeated the North Dakota State Bison 31-26 in the season opener on Thursday night. Shedeur Sanders was unbelievable. Travis Hunter was unbelievable. Jimmy Horn was unbelievable. Initial reactions and takeaways. Who wants to go first?
I'll take it. The Buffs are 1-0.
Yes, they are.
And look, everyone wanted this game to be smoother and cleaner and easier. But at the same time, a lot of the things that people said about North Dakota State were true. People that believed in North Dakota State, they're going to come in and be incredibly well coached. They're going to be very tough. They're going to have a great game plan. All of that was true. And so after about the first 15 minutes of the game, you knew, okay, forget all the style points. Let's get out of here with a win. And they went and did it. And the last thing I'll say before I pass the ball is Colorado's first ever win in black helmets, black jerseys, black pants. Let go of hell.
Let's go black. I'm for black.
Hell yeah.
You can laugh at that. I give permission. You are black. I wish y'all could see his shoes. No, don't do it. We need your hamstrings for next week. On me?
Yeah, let's go.
I will underscore and echo what you said. A win is a win, particularly in week one. But we knew going into this game, playing North Dakota State, they are who they are. Championship pedigree, championship program, giant killers. They've been on this stage before 6 out of 7 times, now 6 out of 8 times the past 14 years. They've gotten out of here, out of there, wherever they were with a win. To quote Denny Green for the Arizona Cardinals, they are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
Like they are exactly what we thought. They are a well-coached team, well-played. They're veterans on the team. Showed that they've been playing 4, 5, and 6 years together. Hats off to them. But man, when you can win week one, and let me tell you what I talked to Shedeur about post game. Also, Coach Prime, he hadn't lost the season opener before ever.
Yep.
Like he is undefeated in week one, and hey, he's undefeated in week 2 as well.
Ooh.
So here's the thing, man. We talked about it on the pregame show, where if we didn't win 45-0, the haters are going to have something to say. If we won by a field goal, the haters are going to have something to say. But here's what the record book is going to say. Yep. We're 1-0.
Yep.
And that's what matters.
Before I let you jump in, Jake, I ran into a few people around the building and, a lot of sighs, sighs of relief. I think that's how everyone feels. And then I ran into Warren Sapp. And do you remember yesterday what I said about the win-loss column? And I was comparing it to the scorecard in golf.
Right.
I said there's no pictures in the win-loss column. And that is word for word what Warren Sapp said to me. So there's no pictures in the win-loss column. They just ask you one question. Did you win or did you lose?
Yep.
And they won.
It was a tale of two halves a bit. Shedeur and Travis and Jimmy, are unbelievable. They kind of powered this team to a win. I thought Levante Bentley was great tonight as well. But, yeah, man, this is exactly what Coach Prime was talking about with this team. They're not going to beat themselves. They're well-disciplined. They're well-coached. And it's this culture that's been brought up through the program before most of these people were there at North Dakota State. That's exactly what they did. They played tough football. They didn't shoot themselves in the foot. And the Buffs won. 1-0. That's all that matters.
Absolutely. And when you start peeling back the layers of the game,
Yeah.
like take it play by play, quarter by quarter. And this is going to sound like, homerism or something, but it's the truth. There was never a sense, at least on the sideline, that, oh, man, we're in trouble, we're going to lose this game.
Yep.
It's like you knew you were going to win, but you were losing on style points because it's Apollo Creed versus Rocky, and you really should be beating the hell out of them, but you're not. But the team never lost its confidence. It was just, that first drive where they ended up, getting held to that field goal. It was 2nd down and 8, and let the guy go for like 40 yards after that or something.
Yeah.
Here's another chance to 3 and out them potentially, but you give up a big play, stretch the field, first down, they get points out of it. And we did what we know we can do, which is score fast and score in a big way.
Yeah. I thought they scored maybe too fast sometimes.
I was about to say that because what happened, you didn't know it in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Man, they were able to control the clock so long that it's like 21 minutes to 7 minutes or something.
What was the final time of possession?
Final time of possession was 36-44 NDSU, 23-16 Colorado.
And that's skewed.
Well, because we had a long drive at the end of the game. Yeah.
If you take the time of possession first half and maybe third quarter, it wasn't in a comparison. They did exactly what they need to do, and that is keep Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn, all those guys on the bench. And they did it, man. They milked the hell out of that clock.
Yep. I'll just add this. In the words of Coach Prime, he was meaning this in a different way, but I'm going to quote him. The team we are playing with today is not the team we are going to be playing with in November. And the reason that I say that is because what happens in week 1 doesn't make a football season.
No.
So everything that went wrong out there today can be corrected. And every coaching staff in America believes some things are going to go wrong in week 1. Mm-hmm. And so in the first quarter, in the first half, I thought NDSU had an incredible game plan. Shout out to their coaching staff. Just one thing after another, punch, counterpunch, punch, counterpunch. I was really impressed with them. But even from halftime on, Colorado got better at stopping some of the stuff that they were doing. And so they've got 10 days to prepare for Nebraska. And I think there's a lot of unrest within the fan base about just the way that they played today. They should be playing a more talented team next week. But what you saw today is not going to be what you're going to see next week, and they're going to continue getting better. And I really, really, truly believe that.
So let's stretch that and go with and imagine that we truly are going to be playing a better team next week. Mm-hmm. We're going to be a better team next week.
Exactly.
So the gap is not widening. It's like when you look at what you do in week 1 to week 3, that's the biggest improvements of your team. So we're going to, regardless of what the record is, when you look at the schedule, this team will be what it needs to be by the time Baylor gets here, because that will be game 4. You're going to have some growth patterns. You're going to have some mistakes made in the first game, some other things that happened in the second game that didn't happen in the first. When you get to game 3 and game 4, you're ready. Yep. This is why the NFL does preseason. Evaluate stuff, make changes. You don't have preseason, in college. So we went out there against an opponent. Hats off to them. They made us work for it. Clearly, if you watch the game and you know football, you could see we were the more talented team.
Yeah, for sure.
And talent, coaching, opportunity, execution, you're going to win games.
Totally. Go ahead.
I thought it was a tale of two halves. First half, North Dakota State, they really tried to run the ball. They ran it 26 times for 82 yards. But Colorado kind of handled it pretty well, 3.2 yards per carry there. They really passed the ball well. And honestly, I think if you take the first big pass, the 47-yarder against Trevor Woods in the first drive, they would only have thrown for about 110-some yards. So they were just taking, dinking and ducking their way down the field. And people were so upset about the defense in the first half. It was crazy to me because I didn't think they were necessarily that bad. It was penalties.
You're right, Jake. Oh, my God, you nailed it. You took the words out of my mouth, Jake. We did not play poorly on defense in the first half. It was penalties at the worst damn time.
Yeah.
Like you think about the Shiloh personal foul.
Oh,
we were off the field.
I know.
And they scored there. They get the touchdown there. The most they were going to get is 3.
Yep.
They get 7 there. Like we had some defensive penalties that we can learn from and not do anymore, so you clean that up. But it kept them in the game. So people watching this game and thinking our defense played poorly, I don't see what you saw. But let me also say this, guys, about the game globally. Starting off where you started, RK, we won.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's compare now to then. What did we need to get better at from last year? Protecting Shedeur. Did they not do that?
Much better.
Still 2 sacks tonight. I think one of them was on Shedeur, though.
It absolutely was. Running the ball, stopping the run on the other side. What we failed to do as far as get better box is the penalty part.
Yeah. And I think that the game plan was so heavily stacked towards stopping the run, and they did a really good job of it. What was NDSU's yards per carry?
They finished the game running 43 times for 157. That's 3.7. Pretty good.
Yeah, you love that.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you can hold a team 3.7 yards per carry, you're going to take it.
I mean, it's just honestly, and I hate when people do this, man. But the big run at the end, like for the touchdown at the end of the game.
Oh yeah, that's.
I mean,
That's in that stat.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
In terms of lining up, handing the ball off,
Yes.
Colorado did a damn good job of
Yes.
stopping the run. I think because of that, it opened up passing lanes, and credit to North Dakota State's quarterback, man. He was dicing.
Hey, talk about running. I know we're going to get into what we did well tonight, but here's something that we laughed about on the elevator headed to the presser. Shedeur 17 yards rushing. You know, last year we were negative every game because he was getting sacked so much. Like he was. It has not been since Jackson State days that he had a plus in the run column. So
Yep.
shout out offensive line.
I think last thing I'll say on my initial takeaways. I used to always preach this when Colorado would play Colorado State in Week 1. Weird things happen in Week 1. Mm-hmm. They always do. And there's a reason, Colorado's, I believe, 69-22-2 against Colorado State. Mm-hmm. That means they got 22.
Yep.
The series is heavily stacked against them, but they got 22 because things happen in Week 1. You can go out there, you can have a great game plan, you can get a weird bounce, and you want to talk about weird bounces. A dude falls down into, was it LeJonte's legs?
Yes.
Yeah.
And as he's falling, he flicks his foot up, and the ball hits off the back of his foot, bounces up, and it's an interception when Colorado was going to get 3 points there.
Yeah. I know we're only one game into the season, but if you go play Shedeur's interceptions at Colorado, it's a bunch of shit like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So,
I turned to name drop. I turned to Terrell Owens on the sideline and said, that shit only happens to me in video games. like it hit a guy and bounced up.
That was a CFB play.
Oh, man, I looked at it, so that's EA Sports, man.
Yep.
And I would be the one on the bad end of it.
Yep.
That was not. I said, is there any way we could take that interception off his stats?
It's
because
crazy.
it's not like he threw an interception,
But those are just the wacky, fluky things that for some reason always come up in Week 1, and it's why so many teams get upset in Week 1. Mm-hmm. We saw big upsets last week, and it's why I think for me, I'm not like, you're not going to take any joy from me from this win.
No.
Because you got out of here with a win, and
Period.
there's a lot of, and I might even say last year's team would have lost this game.
We're just getting started in Week 1, but I can tell you a stat from Week 0. 50% of the teams lost.
Yes. It's a good stat.
And we're not in that column in Week 2.
Shout out
week
to DNVR Stats and Research.
Stats and Research, thank you for that 50%. Appreciate it.
All right.
On the penalties, CU was only I know they were big, but 3 times for 30 yards.
Oh, look, the number.
The refs were.
Oh,
they missed a lot of
Well, I don't want to get in. I don't want to do this. I know.
I'm
just going to say the refs, I thought they lost their flags. Honestly, potentially both ways. There is a lot of pushing, shoving, grabbing.
Exactly.
But
I will say this: one of their scores was a blatant hold on Travis.
Bro,
like he was
hugging
wrapped
him
around
from
his
behind.
waist.
Yes.
That was blatant.
Yes.
Like you have to call that.
It reminded me of like 7th grade dance. Grinding on a girl.
Yeah.
Got the arms wrapped around.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I thought the refs really let him play. I'm always going to be sitting back there pointing out all the ones they miss for us. But I think that
there was some
in
both
general,
sides.
when you look and you see 3 penalties for Colorado, I think in general the refs just said, like, let's just let them go out there, be physical, push, grab, do whatever they want, and have a brawl.
Yeah, my only egregious one was the Travis one, the hold.
And that was to Colorado's disadvantage. Mm-hmm. But it is what it is. You got to figure out a way to win, and they did.
Jimmy Horn was fantastic tonight. He had a career night, 7 receptions, 198 yards, 1 touchdown, and Shedeur it's a 2-play drive in the first quarter, and it's part of the reason why the Buffaloes only had 23 plays to NDSU's 40 in the first half.
Yeah. I legitimately said, oh, my God, we're scoring too fast.
Yeah.
It's to the defense's disadvantage.
And one thing about that, man, shout out to the defense. For as long as they were on the field multiple times tonight, it could have been and should have been much worse. So for people who are thinking we don't have a quality defense or something's wrong with the defense, You take away those penalties at the wrong time, and you just look truly at the stats, maybe throw out a high and a low. It was like for the amount of time that they were on the field, those guys are definitely conditioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like there's 3 players of the game.
Oh, easily.
It's Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, and Jimmy Horn. Jimmy Horn was incredible, and it's something that we talked about all throughout the offseason. They can't pay attention to everyone. They can't lock in on everyone. It was clear, especially early in the game, they're going to they're going to play that flat zone, but they're going to go with Travis and bring help over the top. And all that did was open up the middle of the field for Jimmy, and he absolutely went crazy.
But I know your excuse me, I know your I told you so moment is coming with Shedeur, but I gotta hop on I told you so when it comes to yards after the catch with Jimmy Horn. Oh. Like I tell everybody who will listen to me, like you can throw that guy a 3-yard pass and it could be a 96-yard run.
Yes,
like because he has jets, man,
and just like the weaves that he can do.
The way he accelerated up the sideline on the long touchdown patch.
Oh my God. He was incredible. It was honestly, I feel like we saw the Jimmy Horn we were hoping to see last year.
Yeah.
And he obviously had big games last year, so I'm not saying he was, nothing last year.
But the game changer.
But, I mean, truly a game changer, game breaker.
And if he doesn't drop that one out to the left there, he was over 200 yards.
He could have scored.
He was absolutely going to score. Right. Now, that pass to me, I'm getting 6 yards. That pass to Jimmy Horn, he's going for 60.
Yeah.
Like he would have scored on that pass.
Yeah, and I felt like Shedeur maybe just babied it a little bit too much to him.
Shedeur had one like that to Wester too. That he hesitated and then threw it.
Yeah,
not the one that got the pass interference on, the one right after it.
Yep.
Like had he just let it go that first rip, that's a score.
Well, and we'll get to that play. You want to hit a break or you want to keep rolling here?
Travis Hunter looked like the best player in the country.
Let's keep rolling.
He looked like the best player in the country tonight.
Oh, goodness gracious, man.
I love it.
He was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I was telling the guys before the show, I said I was a really good boy today. I had like 3 drinks throughout the whole day, and I was so dialed in that I took notes.
Wow.
My last note, that was like kind of my final thing that I was like, I got to write this down, is Shedeur to Travis is telepathic. That's how I would describe that relationship between those two guys. It's like they share one mind, and Shedeur knows exactly what Travis is capable of and is able to just put it in places where he knows only Travis can go get it. It was remarkable. Travis Hunter, the contorting catches that he made, obviously the touchdown while he's getting like clotheslined, but how about the one where he's going over the middle and it's a little behind
third down,
and he literally looked like he was in the Matrix.
He's like sliding down.
Yeah, he's like flipping backwards to catch the ball. The man is just he's not real. I don't know.
When you talk about that telepathic relationship they have, and you talk about Shedeur knowing what Travis can do, it for me is like, okay, a touchdown is 6 points, right?
Yeah.
But if we do this, I know we just came off the Olympics, if we add a degree of difficulty to it, like the way Shedeur can place the ball that only Travis can get it, and let me say this, no one should be able to get it.
Yeah.
But it's intentional because he knows Travis can do it, and he does this like, man, that catch is worth more than 6 points for a touchdown. Did you see what he did to catch the ball?
Yep.
I love that combination, man. But, hey, we saw it. Like Coach Prime always preaches, if you see it in practice, you're going to see it in the game. Bun B from UGK Houston was here, and he turned to me and was like, this shit is like a video game. And that's what it looked like tonight.
It really did. The first touchdown that Travis had was straight out of CFB 25 for me. It's like, I'm going to get him the ball because you're playing off. So all I got to do is just get the ball in his hands, and then I'm just going to weave around your entire defense and go score. I mean, it couldn't have looked more like the video game.
I know.
And I tweeted out, I said, damned if you press, damned if you're off. Because if the ball gets in his hands and you're isolated, you're cooked.
Yeah.
So shout out to Travis. And anything else on Travis?
No, not really. I think.
All right. We'll probably say a lot more about Travis throughout the rest of the show. But I do want to give you Shedeur Sanders updated
Yes,
stats
tell me.
In season openers. They only got more ridiculous tonight. 111 for 138, which is still an 80% completion percentage. 1,509 yards, which is now up to 377 yards per game. 13 touchdowns and 1 interception. And as someone so eloquently pointed out to me on Twitter, 4-0. 4-0, and you mentioned it too. He can't be stopped in week 1 because he has unlimited time to prepare. And they just schemed it up. They knew they were going to have that deep middle open. He went and did it. And again, from my notes here, I said end of first half magic from 2.
Yep.
That was pure magic. He pulled 3 points out of a hat.
And I think it was the first or second pass he threw to Will Shepherd on the sideline. He's called out of bounds, and he just goes, all right, I'm just going to do it again.
Yep.
You
got to love it. I will tell you this.
That's another just like weird week 1 thing. Perfect throw, easy catch.
And somehow
Will decides
his right
to put his right foot down before his left.
I've said earlier in this show that he's also, 100% his college career for the second week. We also have to appreciate that from a time perspective, this 10 days till we play again is a lot of time for him.
Yeah, great point.
It's a lot of time for him.
Going to be just chilling on Saturday watching Nebraska.
And he's a little mad.
Yeah.
He's a little mad. Like, he wanted more completions because what the completions could mean. So, like, he ain't happy about the night and he has time before our next game. I think you're going to see a little more arcade action in Nebraska.
Let's go.
All right.
Arcade.
Video game.
I was just thinking of my name.
Let's take a break. On the other side, we'll hit what happened at the end of the game and what was said in the press conferences. Just first, shout out to our friends over at Game Time. By the way, Game Time presenting this show. Shout out to Game Time. Download the promo code BUFFS, BUFFS.
Our guy Chris took us out to dinner last night. Thank you so much, Chris. That was incredible.
Yeah, thank you for Chris for picking the night I couldn't go.
Hey,
you were invited, bro.
Oh, no, I didn't say I wasn't invited.
I said
thank you, Chris, for picking the night I couldn't go.
We had an awesome meal, and he used Game Time to get his tickets to the game. So shout out to Chris.
Shout out to Chris, and shout out to all the Buffs fans who came out. I thought the crowd was great tonight.
We nailed the stripe.
They really
did.
It
look good. It did look good.
But still some empty seats. Let's fill these seats up next time we're back here for Baylor. Download the Game Time app today. Create an account. Use the promo code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it?
Game time.
Also, shout out to Coors Light. I was able to have that legendary, incredible first Coors Light of the season just at the tailgate.
What does it sound like when you cracked it? Yeah.
It's kind of like when a crowd erupts.
Yeah.
It's kind of a similar,
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a crowd just
Then
so happy
then you
for
gotta
me
look at it
just
before you
cracking
drink
that
it,
first.
you gotta marvel at
check those Blue Mountains.
Yeah.
Take that first sip, man. Shout out to Coors Light. I mean, it's made to chill, and it's the best when it comes to that. So make the most of the times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, a lot of
Why
questions.
have you guys not taken me to Golden, Colorado yet?
We should. Golden, Colorado is actually sick.
I want to go to Golden, Colorado, man.
Let's go. A lot of questions about how the end of the game was handled. We'll get to that. There's a lot of questions about Cam right now as well, though. I asked Coach in the press conference about Cam. He didn't have an answer or an update. Neely, same thing. So we'll wait and see. But it looked like a head injury to me.
I will say this. He did go through the concussion protocols on the sideline. But for the rest of the game, when he was out of his pads but still in uniform, he was very alert in coaching and sending in defensive signals from the sideline. So whatever it was or is, it probably was more precautionary than something lingering because he did remain with the team on the bench and was active and vocal.
He was
Sounds like
missed.
he's okay then.
He was missed, man.
Oh, absolutely.
No disrespect to the guys who came in to fill in for him, but that is a leader, an energy guy, and a starter for a reason.
And it was like play 3 too.
Yep. Shout out to Herman Smith III, who made some big plays coming up and stopping the run late in the game. And Cam was out and Herm was in. But like you said, much love to Herm, but Cam is the starter for a reason. Cam is the vocal leader, calling out the assignments for a reason. He was indeed missed.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get to the press conference.
Let's do it.
First, we'll play Coach. His response to the question, what happened at the game? Why did Shedeur throw that long pass to LaJohntay Wester on first and 10 when the Buffs just needed a first down to kind of ice the game and it put them in a little rocky situation? They, of course, had to punt after.
I'm gonna let Coach speak on this first.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Say that. I mean, you got to understand, you got to take what people give you. You can't take what you want, and it's not there. I mean, what is it? What did he throw for? 445 yards? You think we upset? Right. Who upset? So, they didn't have a running game. Well, the passing game looked pretty darn good today. So let's be appreciative and thankful that we got one of the premier guys in college football spinning it. We're going to run the ball. We're going to do that. We're going to have a lot more balance. Today was just that type of day. You got to take what they give you.
But in that situation, like 2 minutes left, you want to run the clock down. I mean,
you want first downs.
right.
If you want to run the clock down, they got a 5-man box. I mean, they got five down. Like, you got to look out there and say, okay, I got one-on-one right here. I haven't seen one-on-one the whole game. So I got to do what I got to do to move these chains. And that's what that is.
Okay, and then Shedeur was asked the same thing. Do you have that one ready? So here's Shedeur answering the same question.
Cover zero, and we have like the best receiver room in the nation, so it's kind of like disrespectful. So it was something I definitely would learn from. So that's why I'm happy everything in my life. I always was able to learn from it. So it's not too many mistakes you're gonna see I made twice. So that's just something I'm gonna learn, understand that, and even if it looks super tempting and it's just like still like you just gotta, just go with it. So it's a lot of situations like.
I love that answer from Shedeur.
Yes.
Fantastic, and every part of it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally understand where Coach is coming from as well. Let me play devil's advocate here. Let me take the other side, especially because everyone says you'll never disagree with anything they do. Well, I disagree with this one. I disagree with this one. And here's why. From a football pure line me up and just go out there standpoint, it is the right thing. They should win. They did win. LeJohntay was open. Mm-hmm. And heck, if he does the exact same thing he did on the play before, it's pass interference, first down, game over.
Right.
Also, if the ball's a little bit further, he's walking into the end zone. Colorado wins and covers, and a lot of people are really happy.
Yes.
On the other side, to me, it's a pure win probability decision. And obviously, if you complete the pass, your win probability goes to 100. But
because they score a touchdown.
Yes. If you don't complete the pass, North Dakota State's win probability goes up significantly. Mm-hmm. If you run the ball there and run the ball the next play, at the very least, you're going to punt to North Dakota State with like 5-10 seconds left on the clock. And so you feel really, really good about that situation. In the end, it's all fine. It all worked out. But for me, I'm going to take the safe route and say they're going to have to do something miraculous to go 92 yards as they ended up having the ball in 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. I think Shedeur's answer was great. I mean, it's cover zero, like he said. And he had LeJohntay. He had space. He just underthrew the football. That's on Shedeur. And he said he's going to learn from it. And, he said, I don't do the same mistake twice, basically, is what he said. So I believe him there.
Well, and let me just add one more thing. I was playing Madden one time. I was down 7 with a minute left. He had first and 10, and he could have run it out. I was out of timeouts. I called field goal block. He threw it out to the wide receiver, walked into the end zone. Now I'm down 14. I went and scored a quick touchdown, got an onside kick, scored a quick touchdown, went for 2, and won the game. Mm-hmm. And it's exactly what Shedeur is kind of talking about, which is like it's so tempting, especially when you've been seeing these sagged off zones all day, to say, oh, man, I'm going to be able to get LeJohntay on the slot fade, which is maybe his best route. Mm-hmm. So I totally get it, but that's what North Dakota State wanted you to do.
Mm-hmm. But with that, I mean, obviously they want to run the ball in that situation, but they ran the ball 23 times for 59 yards, 2.6 yards per carry. They couldn't run the ball.
Totally.
So, look, the process is bad. I think we can all agree on that. I think Coach Prime and Shedeur would agree on that too. Like, that's just not how you win close football games at the end. But they were limited with what they were showing already through the game. Shedeur had a shot, and if he didn't misthrow it, I mean, like you said, Colorado not only wins, they cover.
You ready for me?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, from my vantage point on the sideline, I'm behind the defense. So I'm looking at Shedeur and our offensive setup. And before he snapped the ball, I turned to the GOAT trainer, Darryl, and said, he's got to throw this. Like, this can't be a run play. Because the look they're giving him with his talent, arm strength, I get the football manual one-on-one, what you're supposed to do to milk the clock. I get all that. But, man, that's an opportunity. And that's an opportunity that just puts a nail in this thing. And it's an opportunity that functionally you can do. And so I had no issue with it. Now, here's the thing I'm going to push. So I'm more in agreement with Coach Prime from what I saw. Here's my pushback to Shedeur. I don't want you to learn from that because I don't think it was a mistake. If Nebraska gives you that look, you go for it.
Okay,
like if Cincinnati gives you that look, go for it. Like, that's an opportunity. I don't look at it as more as I see what you're saying about the
clock,
the opportunity skews for who can come back and win or whatever. I'm looking more at the nail in the coffin aspect of it than what they may do if I miss it.
I guess, in my opinion, the risk was greater than the reward.
I get it.
But it's also the right football play. It was cover zero. If you run
gotta
right
throw
into
it.
cover zero, you're probably not going to get very far.
But you don't need to get anywhere.
I understand.
I
but
get that.
Still.
I get that. But when you have what we have as a quarterback, I don't want him to stop being that quarterback. I like what he saw. I like the decision he made. And we wouldn't even be talking about it if it was executed.
Yes.
And we did win.
Exactly.
But I'm with you. Let me tell you.
I love these conversations.
Let me tell you the back of my mind that also makes me see it that way. I was never afraid of losing this game. I never thought from first quarter when they were up at half, when they were coming back at the end, I never thought we were going to lose this game. So that's another aspect of I'm going for this because I don't think they're going to beat me anyway. So let me put this nail in the coffin. I get what you're saying. They had one time out left, I think, at that time. We do a run play. They have to go ahead and use that. They're out. You're exactly right. I think we kicked it to them with maybe 50 seconds. Yeah. We would have been kicking it to them with maybe 15.
Exactly. And again, I love these conversations. I love the, let's debate the decision, the clock management. Like, to me, that's fun. So I'm glad we had this conversation. And I do love what you're saying there about, the way Shedeur is wired is almost like, I used to call, I still do, call Nikola Jokic like a basketball robot.
Yeah. He
just sees a play and he knows exactly, okay, this is what you're supposed to do.
He makes the basketball play.
Yeah, and so Shedeur, the quarterback in him is like cover zero. They can't cover us in cover zero, which they absolutely could not.
No.
Not
only that, not to interrupt, sorry. Not only can they not cover zero, to echo Jake's point, to that point, we haven't proved we can run. But I know what you're saying. We didn't need to be successful.
We could have need the ball, in my opinion.
Now, I would agree with you there. If you want to say, if we're coordinators and we're talking to the green dot guy, forget running the ball, forget passing the ball. If you want to really ice this game, he could have took a knee.
And a lot of coaches won't do that if there is a chance of leaving time on the clock. So I understand that part of it. That's why you're trying to get the first down. The goal is to not give them the ball back at all.
Yeah.
So you are trying to get the first down. That's where I understand coach, and that's where I understand what Shedeur is thinking there. But to me, let it run and make them do something miraculous. I mean, they still kind of had to do something miraculous, but they were, at the 50-yard line for that last play?
Yeah,
or right
I'll tell
around
you,
it?
we're right exactly where they were.
Yeah, they were running 50 when
they would have been.
The Colorado 42.
So they would have been doing, as Scott Van Pelt calls it, pitchy woo-woo.
Yes.
From their own 8-yard line, trying to make something happen at the end of that game. Last thing I'll say on end-of-game execution, and I know the coaches were screaming this, preaching this, whatever, and I don't know who it was. There was too much going on. Knock it down. For the love of God, knock it down on a Hail Mary. And I know the coaches are just yelling, knock it down, knock it down, knock it down. That's what every coach ever is yelling as in a Hail Mary situation. I don't know who it was. They went for the pick. It went through their hands as it can and ended up being a reception for North Dakota State, which, of course, everyone's heart dropped for a second.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm with you. And maybe my bar is set low coming off of last year. My biggest takeaway from that final drive was, man, damn, great job. We did not have a defensive penalty. Because last year, we would have moved them down the field each play doing something silly on defense. Offsides, late hit, And even though they had a Hail Mary shot at it, we didn't gift wrap them that Hail Mary shot with idiocy.
Yep.
And that's a big improvement from last year.
Knock it down, please.
All right, where else are we going here? Anything else from the game at this point? I can do press conference highlights if you want, but
Let me just pull out my handy-dandy notes. Okay.
Knock it down.
we still
Knock it down, all caps. For the love
Yeah,
of God.
yeah. You didn't type for the love of God, but you got
I didn't have
you
time.
gotta
It was
knock it
just
down right
frantically all caps. I think we can talk a little bit about the run game here as we're just, talking about areas of improvement. It was disappointing.
just not good enough.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a guess who was the most effective runner today?
Shedeur.
Nope.
I think Dallin was.
It was Draylon Miller. It was only 2 for 7. 3.5 yards per carry was the highest yards per carry on the team.
Yep.
Dallin passed, in my perspective, the eyeball test.
Absolutely. I mean,
The brutality at which he runs, the desire at which he runs, the defender changing their mind about tackling him the next time. I liked what he brought to the table as a back, regardless of stats.
I mean, he looked fantastic in small spurts. The best one being he catches a pass from Shedeur in the flat with about 8 yards to go to the first down. Absolutely tosses a man off of him and goes and then sees like a group of 3 bison and just decides like, you know what, I'm just going to be a bowling ball right now and just try to blow up this group of pins right here.
And we had a dynamic run game, if you will, last year, but the back we had last year couldn't do that just because of size.
Yeah.
Physics matter. And in the running back room that we have, I love the look that Dallin had tonight. I mean, I think there's opportunity there.
There definitely is. No one ever got loose.
No.
And that did remind me of last year.
Yep.
You're waiting for, Charlie getting some carries, and it felt like there's something there, and then someone sheds a block and grabs him. Same thing with Dallin. It just felt like they never were able to like get off that first block, get to the second level, cut outside. And so that was disappointing. I thought both Charlie and Dallin did a good job in the passing game. Everyone did a good job in the passing game.
Yeah. And when you talk about run plays and mixing that with calls or decisions, like we were just talking about Shedeur's pass or to be or not to be. I had no issue going for that fourth down, but when we went for fourth down out of the shotgun and ran it, it's like it was less than a yard to get this.
Yep.
You could have QB sneaked. You could have put him on the center with Dallin to back up 6 yards and hand it off. I didn't understand that call.
Yeah, and from the notes, 4 straight runs on that. Now, that's okay, can be. Your quarterback going into that drive, and by the way, this is the beginning of the drive. It's the beginning of the series. Your quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, going into that drive was 6 for 6 for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. You ran the ball 4 straight times and turned it over.
Yep.
I get it. I know we want to establish a run. I know we want that to be part of our identity, but it's what I talk about how committed to the run can you really be when Shedeur Sanders is your quarterback. And that, to me, is an overcompensation. I need at least one chance for 2 to make a play because we see in that 2-minute drill what can happen when he just wants to convert a first down and get it out there. So there's a balance there, and I think that was early in the game, and it was one of these things where it's like this year is going to be different. You know what? 4th and 1, we're going to run it, and we're going to convert.
And I think it would have been different had we not been in shotgun.
Yeah.
You really
Did they
could have
run
done a
anything
QB
under
sneak.
center today?
No, not that I recall.
It's not in the playbook then. I mean, it's just not an option.
I'd like to see Savell.
That's in the playbook. I've seen it at practice. Like I've seen Shedeur under center.
Then I just don't understand why they would run out of shotgun there.
That's what now we're on the same page.
I mean, we've been on the same page. It's just I
didn't understand
The
it.
only reason why you run out of shotgun, in my opinion, there is if you're going to run zone read, and there, you think that they're going to crash so hard down that you're going to be able to pull it and go the other way.
no.
Yeah, that one would happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you. But I'm
yeah.
visualizing the play from where I was standing. Like, no.
I'd like to see for sure them, line up Savell Smalls at fullback or something. I mean, go block Boley at fullback for all I care. But I would like to see them. If you want to be that physical team in that way, sometimes you got to line up like a physical team.
Yeah, that for me was just an example. You can mix it and match it with what we were doing.
Oh, they did
For
do a
lack of a
QB
better
sneak
word.
from under center.
That to me was an example of where we made this game harder than it had to be.
For sure. And that's like one of those little things. It's just like if you convert that, it might be a different game.
Yep.
If he doesn't have a ball bounce off a foot.
Yeah, if the ball doesn't bounce off a foot and we get a touchdown there, that game was over with that score because we then scored on the very next drive.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
14 points.
Yep. They probably win and cover, and maybe even in a way that people are happier about.
Nice shades, by the way.
Thank you.
Nice shoes, too.
Thank you.
Jake, step up.
He has the same shades on.
It just doesn't feel the same. Maybe it's because he's not locked in.
Just lock in, Jake.
Oh, my God. Shout out to our friends over at Toyota. One of the most dependable, reliable, efficient cars out on the road. Can get you to where you need to go in style.
It's 1111, by the way.
Thank you.
That's the angel number.
It can save you money. Get a hybrid. Lots of options with our friends over at Toyota. Probably the premier option out here in Colorado, too. If you're going to go check out the mountains, everything else that's going on out here. Road trips, get yourself a Toyota. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota in Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of CU Athletics and the official vehicle of DNVR.
Also, shout out to UC Health. Colorado wants to help you and other Coloradans be your healthiest selves. As the Chief Motivation Officer of UC Health's Ready, Set, Co Challenge. The goal of the challenge is to get Colorado back to its rightful place as the healthiest state. So let's do it. Let's do our part to be healthy.
You did your part today.
I did.
You're Ready, Set, Co, man.
I am, man. I turned back my alcohol consumption today. That's my contribution.
Well done.
Coach Prime motivated me to do that.
Yeah. I peed green.
Oh, that's not good.
No, I mean
No,
the green
with
light.
the
came
light.
on.
Oh, okay.
The green
I
light.
keep getting confused with the light and the color.
Yeah, I mean, you remember yesterday was red, and y'all wanted
Yeah.
me to step up. So,
Yeah.
I stepped up. I followed the chart, and I was green today.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
So
I'm doing my Ready, Set, Co.
Ready, Set, Go. If you want to join UC Health's Ready, Set, Go challenge, click the link in show notes or go to www.uchealth.org/Ready, Set, Go.
And be like RK and consume a little less alcohol, and be like Uncle Neely and P. Green, and you'll be Ready, Set, Co.
Shout out to all the haters in the chat.
Drive up those views, baby.
Thank you.
Hit the like button while you're here.
You got to tell us we're waving at the haters. Are we waving?
Wave at them. Say hi.
Hi, hater.
Hello.
Want to know?
Thank you for being here. Honestly, it means a lot.
Appreciate that.
Helmet stickers or Receipt Street?
Let's get some helmet stickers out, and let's just start by saying, Shedeur, Jimmy, and Travis get one.
Yeah, of course.
Agreed. Unanimous consent.
Yes, exactly. So let's try to give out some guys. Let's give some recognition to some guys who haven't been recognized on the show yet.
I got to go Bentley.
Yep.
I got to go Bentley.
Took mine.
Well, you can take Bentley, and I'll go Hayes.
No, take Bentley.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, Bentley did the damn thing, man. And I think bigger than what he did, the moments that he did it. Like there were some crucial, like we got to have a stop here, and forget a stop, he got a sack.
Yeah,
it was big time.
5 tackles, 1 sack, 1 TFL.
Nice.
Shout out to Ben, and he was phenomenal in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
Who led the team in tackles?
Shiloh.
Damn it.
Oh, it ended up being Trevor. Trevor got 10. Shiloh had 9.
Okay. That's actually surprising. Quiet production from Trevor, I would say. Let me go block Boley.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, again, we talked about, holding them to 3.7 yards per carry. That was the goal of the game. Do not let them run on you. And, you felt like you were going to win the game. Well, you did. Harder than it maybe could have been, but I think the guys in the middle there, I mean, I could honestly give it out to any of them. But because, Block Boley was my prime pick, I guess I'll go with him. He had the first sack, only sack of the game?
No, BJ got one and
BJ,
Bentley got one.
Yep.
Okay.
We ended up with only 2 sacks. It was Bent and
BJ's was a
Chidoze.
TFL on the reverse.
Oh, yeah.
It was on the quarterback, though.
Yeah.
Usually I see those classified as a sack,
Yeah.
but they didn't.
It wasn't on the quarterback.
I thought it was.
No,
there was a play where Cam Miller ran to the outside and was tackled for a 4-yard loss. And they didn't chart it as a sack.
The BJ Green one was they ran orbit motion around and then brought a reverse the other way, and BJ Green made a 10-yard tackle for loss.
By the way, B.J. Green murdered Cam Miller on the first play of their last drive.
Really?
He's back in to throw deep from his end zone, and my God, B.J. just nailed him.
Nice. So, yeah, I thought block bully, but just the interior defensive line in general was very proud of how they played.
I'm going to give mine to Savion Riley.
Nice.
Cam Silmon-Craig, third play of the game, goes out. He comes in. He ended up having third on the team, 7 tackles, 1 TFL, and most importantly, just knew what he was doing. He wasn't a liability back there at safety. So, it sucks to see Cam go down, but Savion really stepped up tonight.
And speaking of Cam going down third play of the game, did y'all happen to see the play, like the read he made on that and the hit that he did?
Oh, he was in the backfield.
Oh, my God.
Or close to the line of scrimmage.
Yes, that was phenomenal, man.
It was. He put his head down a little too much, and I think that was probably the cause of why he didn't play the rest of the game. So I hope he's okay because –
Yeah, let me tell you this, man. Again, standing there, he was alert enough to say, no, I'm good, don't want to come out. And, of course, you have to come out.
Yes.
And I'm standing there watching. He passed the test, but not enough to where it's like, hey, man, we good. Take the night off.
10 days is going to come in handy here.
Exactly. So it's and then when you saw his activity on the bench, the rest of the game, the arrow is totally pointing up that he's fine.
Shout out to the CU aunties who came by the tailgate today. I felt like one of them when Cam went down. I was just like, no, not my guy.
Let's do second round here. Go ahead. Who do you got for helmet stickers?
Oh, man. I didn't know we were doing the second round.
I can go again if you want.
Go again.
I'm
ready.
Helmet sticker for Draylon Miller.
Yeah.
And by the way, gets the start at running back. Everyone's so concerned about who starts at running back. Draylon Miller's at running back for the first, or he was out wide, and then he comes in for the first snap of the running back, and he's the running back. So that shows you how much that shit doesn't matter.
Pat Shermer trolled us.
Yes. But he didn't do too much with the ball. I mean, 2 rushing attempts for 7 yards, and then only 2 catches for 7 yards.
Sick, though.
Yeah, but you saw exactly what they liked in Draylon in those plays.
Yes.
And so while statistically it's underwhelming, he looked like he belonged on the field, and he's going to be a weapon for this team.
Yeah, and that's my thing about Dallin, man. I know that's separate conversation, but that's what I was looking for in this first game. What looks right? What looks like it belongs? What looks like it will – now I'm not talking about potential, but will actually work as the season goes on.
Yeah.
And when you look at what Draylon Miller did, what Dallin did, like you can see, like, we need to keep that in the playbook. Like, that's going to pop one game.
Yep. I'm going to give one to the entire offensive line.
Great call.
Mostly for their pass protection. Work to do in the run game, but I thought their pass protection was really, really good. And, look, you expect to be able to protect the passer against North Dakota State, but, man, I saw some of those guys running off and taking their helmets off. They've got, like, beards out to here, like hair. Like, there's a grown-ass men.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you got Jordan
guys
Seaton.
on the D-line, man, have been playing 6 years.
Yeah. And so Jordan Seaton, is 18 years old playing in his first game.
Shout out to him.
I thought he did a really good job there. There's, again, always areas for improvement, but 2 sacks, like you mentioned. One, I don't think.
Changed it, I think. It only says 1 sack now.
Okay, 1 sack, and that was a long, Shedeur trying to make a play, which I don't complain about too much when it only happens once in the game. And, well, it happened multiple times, but he only got sacked once on it. And that's why he does it the other times, like the play to Jimmy, that gets them the field goal at the end of the first half. So great job by the offensive line protecting him. And there was, you knew going into this game, the way that you attack this defense is by protecting the quarterback.
Yep.
Because if you give him enough time, those Tampa 2 or whatever version of cover 2 zones that they're going to use spread out. And there's places all over the place. But, like, that deep touchdown to Jimmy Horn, you need, like, the full 3 seconds, maybe even a little bit more.
A little more.
To make that play. And Shedeur, unbelievable throw as he's getting hit. But great job by the offensive line to be able to hold up and allow Shedeur to get those throws down the field.
Got another one, Unc?
Yeah, I do. It's going to be somewhat of a shared one, and that's going to be between Mate and Mata. I think when Mate needed to put that ball where he put it, he did it. And I think that, pregame, Mata made every one of his kicks backing up, warming up. And then Feely even came in and after that made a 60-plus yarder. And so the confidence that these guys have and the confidence that the coaching staff has in them just lets you know situationally, hey, we got an ace in the hole. We got Mate. We got Mata. Like, we can get out of this jam. And so I love what they're able to do week 1 because they're kicking like it's week 6.
I was going to pick Mata too. I know it was only 27-yarder, but that was a tense kick, man.
It was.
You could feel it in the stadium. People were on edge. People were on edge online. Like, Mata misses that kick. It is
the game changes.
The sky is falling online after that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm with you, Jake. It wasn't about the yardage. You had to have that because the math was about to go against us. Because here's what was happening at that point. They scored first, right? It's 3-0. Every time we were scoring quick, they were scoring long, but because they had a 3-point advantage, they were keeping the lead. If we miss a kick like that and they do another 8-minute drive and score, that's like double whammy.
Yep.
We had to have that 27-yarder.
Yep. Absolutely. It reminded me of like when I have a 3-foot putt.
Yeah.
That I really need,
gotta
and
have.
I'm like, man, why does this feel so hard right now?
Yep.
And then you kind of,
she said.
And Mata kind of did what I do, which is like I felt like I aim it into the hole, he just willed it through the upright. So just get it. Doesn't matter, just get it in.
Yep.
That's what she said as well.
Yeah.
Final one I got. Did Sam Hart play?
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did.
Well, then shout out for Savell Smalls for starting at tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great job, man.
Yeah, Sam went in on a couple of jumbo packages. They were out there together a couple times.
All right. Okay. I do remember they went 12 later in the game, 12 personnel. I don't remember it too much early.
But it's speaking of funny things, we talked about, who will be the starting slot receiver. It was a big conversation. One of the things we said is like they're going to run a lot of 4 wide, and so we're not going to have to choose. But if we had to choose, we'll go this direction, that direction. And it was 4 wide like the whole game.
They said in the press box, first time ever in Colorado Buffalo's history, first play was in 5 wide receiver set.
Well, was it though?
That's what they said in the press box. I don't know.
They obviously came out in 5 wide, but
Draylon was on the field though.
They handed the ball off.
No, it was a swing.
Oh,
that was the first play of the game.
Yeah,
Second
that was
snap was Draylon's run.
Okay, all right. I got him backwards.
That's it for helmet stickers.
Yep.
Receipt Street.
Let's take a trip down Receipt Street.
Y'all take me. I'll ride with y'all. Y'all kept the receipts.
All right. We got them. Alyssa hasn't pulled up, so Alyssa, you're just going to have to tell us which one we're looking at.
Which one are we looking at?
Yes, Reddit FCS. They had this tweet from a very long time ago, but I kept it in the bag. They said, wait, Colorado's really going to pay NDSU $700,000 to go to Boulder and beat them? No, they're not. Also, that's a lot of money, but I don't know if it's accurate. Either way, win's a win.
Enjoy your trip home.
I will tell you this. Coming from the SWAC and being where we had to play money games, that number is not, out of whack.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if that number is accurate, but that's about the going rate to get your butt kicked.
Yep. And I will say this. As much as everyone would be happy to have walked out of here with an easy dub and, everything's great, I would say Colorado paid to get tested and come away with a win. And
got tested, passed the test, money well spent.
And no one would have – everyone would prefer it the other way around. But the coaching staff is going to wake up tomorrow feeling like we got a lot of stuff that we can go tell these guys they need to work on.
Next one?
The bets.
I'm sorry?
Betting. The bets.
Oh.
Yes. Next one here. This one was a graphic that said 76% of straight bets, that means on the money line, are on North Dakota State to beat Colorado. And my only thing on that was thank you for supporting Bet365, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
We appreciate you.
Sending them, a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Then they send it back to us.
All good.
We'll talk about Bet365 here in a minute, but use code DNVR365 when you sign up.
$200 now.
$200 now. Next one. Oh, it's our guy. Anthony Totri, what's up, man? Waiting all day for Colorado to lose to NDSU. Well, you're going to have to wait a long time, brother.
They're not on the schedule.
Nope. Yep.
It's going to be a long time.
What is he going to do?
I don't know, man.
He's going to have to wait forever, maybe.
Bummer. That tweet went off for him, too. I bet he felt good about that.
Hey, he gets the engagement, we get the receipt.
Anything else on Receipt Street today? That's it, right?
I got a receipt.
Oh, please.
think this is the first show in our mini shows together that we've all three worn shades.
Hey.
Yeah.
Shout out Sam.
Shout out Sam. Coach Prime kind of, not really a receipt, but he was talking about head coach Tim Pulasic, and he said after the game, he was like, he's like, one of the first times I went and met a coach at midfield and like exchanged pleasantries. I didn't know you could do that type of thing. So that was funny.
Yeah, because there's normally some bull junk.
Yeah.
Normally some bull junk, but they had a great exchange. Coach Prime told me at halftime. He told me then, hats off to these guys. Like, they are well prepared.
Yeah.
They are well coached. Man, hats off to them. They are bringing it. I love what I'm seeing from them.
And like in this like dunk culture that we live in now, no one thinks to give credit to a team like this. Like North Dakota State's game plan in the first half was legitimately art. Mm-hmm. And as an appreciator of football, I was sitting there being like, man, this sucks, but goodness gracious, did they scheme it up. One thing after another where I was just like, that is a beautiful design. Good on them.
Man, I'm telling you, go back and watch the first one, Rocky Apollo. Rocky was in a fight. Apollo, was in a fight that he shouldn't have been in against a guy that was just going to keep coming.
Yep.
And had a beautiful game plan. But at the end of the movie, Apollo still won.
Yep.
And that's what it was tonight. When you watch Apollo Creed fight Rocky Balboa the first time, there's no doubt in your mind who the better boxer is.
Yep.
But that guy over there would not stop.
Well, and again, it was just like they had so many little wrinkles and beautiful counters off of plays they ran. One of my favorite ones was simple, but they ran the running back ran like a little bubble motion out of the backfield, again, trying to get your linebackers to look that way. And then it was just a QB sneak to the right, or QB run power to the right, and it was just like, oh
we
God,
did good at when you talk about game plan and how we went in eyeballs on number 9. I thought we did good at that.
I thought so too.
On that though, before we got to hit a break, by the way, but just real quick, what were you guys' thoughts on how much man coverage was played? Because the Trevor, when he got beat in that first drive for NDSU, that was basically cover 1. Same thing with the touchdown run from the quarterback. It was cover 1. Everyone had their backs turned. Shiloh was too deep. He wasn't ever going to make the play on that. Just the thoughts on the amount of man coverage.
Shit happens.
I think that this team should be able to play man coverage.
Yeah,
They did. They played it really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem. And when you play it, shit's going to happen. And I think there were a couple times we got caught. When you talk about that run, once the DB put his full back to the quarterback,
it was over.
You could just see the QB smiling to his face, man. It's like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
It's like he was slow rolling it, waiting on that to occur.
Yeah, and you play man coverage, you're going to allow quarterback runs here and there. I will say on Trevor, which, again, not trying to he ended up leading the team in tackles. But I do feel like he's still adjusting a little bit to playing with that weight.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
And not only did he lead the team in tackles, and I know everybody's going to talk about that first play, but he had some great plays later on in the game. It was like, man, good tackle, good hit there, Trevor.
And I don't even remember if we've mentioned this yet, but the defense gave up 6 points in the second half.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
So helmet sticker to Coach Prime, Robert Livingston, and the rest of the defensive staff for what are the adjustments.
I'm going to do something I rarely do and look at the camera. I'm talking to Coach Prime in the tunnel at halftime, right? And I asked him about the defense, and his words to me were, not worried. We're warming up. I know what we're going to do at second half.
Yep.
And I kind of look like, we watching the same game? And sure enough, and this is before he went to the coaches meeting, like we're in the tunnel. And sure enough, the defensive adjustments, the defensive locking down, like we tell Jake to lock in, phenomenal. So people want to throw darts and talk about defensively what we did or didn't do. I don't know if we're watching the same game.
All right, we got a lot of super chats and questions to get to.
Get to them, man. Lock in, Jake.
Shout out to our friends over at Bet365.
New offer alert.
New offer alert for sure. Same code, DNVR365. But when you deposit $10 and do the bet and get offer and place a bet of $5 or more, once that bet finishes or clears, closes, I guess?
Yeah, sure.
Once that bet closes.
Settles.
You now get $200 in bonus bets in your account. I love Bet365. It's part because of deals like this, because of the early money line payout. I just think it's a great book. You must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Also, shout out to Circle K. Heading home after this, and I am so thirsty. Gonna probably swing by Circle K and get one of those Gator lights. Have you had those? Man, just packed full of electrolytes that I need. So
Can we get 2 of them?
Yeah, we can. We're gonna little team stop at Circle K. So shout out Circle K. They've got that. They've got everything, and we're gonna get a discount on that when we go get our electrolytes because we're Inner Circle reward members. You would get discounts on snacks. You get discounts on gas. It's a beautiful thing. So.
And electrolytes help you pee green in this building.
That is true.
Which is important.
Helps you pee clear, which
you want to be a
gives
good
green
teammate.
Score.
Let me tell you what happens when you pee green and you come out the restroom and they say, "Hey, what'd you get?" And you say green. They say you're a good teammate.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to be a good teammate. Okay.
If you want to be a good teammate, go to circlek.com/inner-circle for more information on how to become an Inner Circle member.
All
Be a
right.
good teammate, Jake.
You're a great teammate, Unc. You know that?
Yes, sir. You are too. I feed off your energy.
I feel like we're a great team. Shout out to Alyssa, RC over there.
Yeah. Also, I
Chilling.
don't know if you guys noticed. I know everyone's very impatient after the game. We are too. We want to get going. But we were faster today than we were last season
Yeah.
at getting the show live. And I think we're going to get even better as the season goes on. Just like the Buffs.
Absolutely.
Reps pay off.
Reps. Get your reps up.
All right, let's get through these.
We have 23 of them, so
Let's go.
thank you, but let's go quick.
We're staying till midnight.
94's Finest with the super chat says, saw some things I liked, saw some things I really didn't like, but we got the W. However, we need to clean things up heading into Lincoln Wink 2.
That's
you go.
Thank you, 94s.
That's a very level-headed take.
Yeah.
Things we liked, things we didn't like, things to clean up. That's football, baby.
Super chat from Dude. He says, why weren't there any defensive adjustments? We stayed in man the whole night.
6 points in the
He
second
didn't watch
half.
the second half.
6 points in the second
Watch
half.
the second half, dude.
What are we talking about?
You're a good teammate too. Only do base.
Hell yeah.
A Band of Brothers super chat says, why did we stick to man coverage?
We talked about this.
It
Thank
was
you for the
working.
super chat though.
Yes.
Sandra says, the DC belongs in the box, not the sidelines.
I think that's personal preference.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the things about it, not to belabor it, like some coaches, I think Pat Shermer said this, sometimes you don't want to tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. You want to tell somebody directly. So I don't have a problem with coordinators on the sideline if that's where they choose to function from.
Next.
Another super chat from Dude said, we also didn't keep playing vertical. We were doing horizontal passes with our speed guys. Doesn't feel like a good win.
Wait. Say that again.
We also didn't keep playing vertical. We were doing horizontal passes with our speed guys. Doesn't feel like a good win.
I feel like they were.
I love the horizontal passes to the speed guys, and then they turn the speed on and walk away vertically.
Well, also, I felt like they went vertical a lot.
I mean,
Yeah.
the
And
Jimmy
then-
one was 69 yards.
And then, I felt like NDSU wanted them to go vertical less. So then they went horizontal with the speed.
Yeah, it's called adjusting, I thought. But
Thank you
appreciate
for
it,
the
though.
super chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
$20 super chat from the Campos. He says,
Well-
DNVR is the GOAT. SCO buffs from ND. Quite a few NDSU tears flowing after this game around here.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Let me just say this because I don't want to about the last super chat. The only reason I had that reaction to it is because I felt like the offense, the passing game, I have no complaints about.
No.
So that's why I had that reaction to that.
Thank you for the super chat.
Super chat from Luke S. Mr. Hillsman says, too much man to man for way too long.
Okay.
That's interesting.
We'll see on the rewatch tonight.
Yep.
Another super chat from Dude. He says, we did play poorly defensively because we didn't adjust during the game. Put the DC in the box, please.
Okay.
Another one from
Thank you for the
Luke
super chat.
S. Can we get Matt McChesney on the pod next week for Nebraska?
Thank you for the super chat.
Book of the Wild says, front seven played really well. Interior D-line better than advertised. I would love to see less checks to pass, but can't complain about outcome. Y'all are legends. Let's go.
You're a legend. Thank
Appreciate you. Legendary.
$20 super chat from Don Peasy says, I'm so damn hyped. Tough win, but good win. My takeaway is Shedeur is the best QB in the
World.
something. Yeah, world. Yep. And it's not close. Travis is the best player, and it's not close either. The run defense is improved. The wide receiver room is top 3 in CFB.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Don Peasy.
I would love to not have to spam the Shedeur Travis cheat code to beat NDSU. But we've all, been in a dogfight against the FCS team in College Football 25, and eventually you just have to start spamming the Travis Shedeur cheat code, and that's what they did tonight, and it worked.
And I don't know why you wouldn't.
No, I don't know.
If you're the Bulls in the 80s and 90s, like, okay, we want to prove we can win without Jordan. Jordan don't shoot. Like, you're not going to do that. You're going to put your best things out there, and they are the best.
Okay, next one from Joshua Cook says, thanks again, guys. Go Buffs, on to the corn.
Let's go Buffs. Hate week begins at the end of this stream.
Nope.
10-day hate week. That's a lot of hating.
Super sticker from the Campos says, pair character punching the air with fist and bump written on his knuckles.
Damn, that's a badass pair.
RadZX10 Daddy says, we have a lot to work on. Also, there's 140 left and NDSU has no timeouts left. And we threw a damn pass. W2F, run the damn ball. Play calling was trash, but good win.
Nope. Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat.
PAWBS, tonight is a great night. All the CU and Prime haters on Reddit and Twitter are sick. Their tears taste so good.
Delicious.
$20 super chat with nothing but from Tom. Thank you. FDSP super chat. Defensive calls need talking to.
Thank you.
Okay, plenty of time to adjust. 10 days.
Mountain Aesthetics, no hate. JK, lean in on those NU hasn't won tweets. Next week is pain. I'm a CU alum. My fam is NU.
Let's
I
go.
think that's meant to be RK, not JK.
They confuse us a lot.
They do.
Big TZ with the super
The
chat.
resemblance is uncanny, though.
It was a W.
Hold on. Someone literally called you Jake and me Ryan at the tailgate.
Yeah,
Same guy.
it happens.
Yeah.
Super chat from Big TZ. It says, it was W. We'll get better. Not many run first QB we have to face. Defense will gel more. The O-line will gel more. There will be installs. SCO MFN buffs. 1-0.
Appreciate
Also,
you.
Alyssa, I'm just going to give you the power. You don't have to read every super chat.
I know. I was like reading some of these. They've just been starring themselves. So,
Yeah.
Big TZ. Game over. Written a pixelated way. Super sticker.
Big TZ in the house.
Shout out Big TZ.
Ben with a super chat says, remind us how many days it was since Nebraska beat us after we win next week. SCO buffs.
Ooh, well, right now I would guess it's been about 5,020 and counting.
Super chat from YL says 7 tackles for loss and 2 sacks. This team will be fine and clean up any mistakes. Only allowed 6 points in the second half.
Damn, 7 TFLs. The 6
Great
points
point.
in the second half I feel is really important for people to remember.
I think they're overlooking that.
That won the game.
It absolutely won the game.
And a lot of people wondering, where's this defensive line we heard about? 7 TFLs. There you go.
It was in the second half.
Yeah.
FPSD says, don't throw screens to Travis. He gets hurt that way since high school.
I disagree, but thank you.
Super chat from Ellie says, love y'all. Go Buffs.
Love you too.
Shout out, Ellie.
Francois says, hey, we darn near pulled off the stripe out after goofing it the last few tries. Appreciate y'all. SCO.
It looks great.
Proud of
did.
us, man. I'm proud of us.
It looked great.
We did it. And I feel like this was like a building block. Mm-hmm. We could do it again. It'll be even better. Like the people who screwed it up felt like an idiot, you know?
So
It's
let me
like-
ask you this, building block wise. How soon do you try like the checkerboard?
I mean, we don't have the stadium for that, I don't think.
Oh yeah, you do. Like you just map it out. But it's complex. That's what I'm asking you. Like you know,
I believe in anything. We can do anything now.
yeah, that now we're talking. Cover
We
zero.
could go row by row around the stadium.
Last one here from the Campos says, too much hate. SCO Buffs. A dub is a dub.
It is.
Thank you.
That was a dub. Can I just empty out my notes here before we leave?
Sure, please.
Okay. I mentioned unforced penalties. That's something that we talked about a little bit, but one thing that easy cleanup moving forward. Like there's an offsides that was it. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I don't even think it was from jumping. It was from
he was
lining
lined up.
He
Yeah.
do. I happened to be inside watching. He was his whole body was on the other side of the line.
Yeah, that was one of the few times. That's one thing that I don't like about my new seats is I'm pretty far away from the sidelines, but I saw coaches just losing their minds.
That was a crazy play, too, because I think CU would have gotten off the
Third
field.
and 9.
And then it ended up being 3rd and 3, and then they just picked it up right after that.
Yep, that one really frustrated me. And there was a few that were just like, we could do without those.
Yep.
At halftime, one pass that Shedeur Sanders threw hit the ground.
Yep.
So he had the 2 completions to Travis and Will where they were out of bounds.
By the way, that Travis catch out of bounds. Jesus.
Unbelievable. And then the one was just a throwaway after like a bunch of running around in the backfield. He was just like, all right, I give up, and threw it away. But one pass that hit the ground out of 15 in the first half from Shedeur.
Yep.
I'd like to see some creative runs. Like if we're going to try to run the ball, let's try and do some stuff. Not just hand it off inside zone or like, they did run some power out of shotgun.
Yep.
But, look, like take that film from NDSU and steal some of that.
Yep, run
because
some traps,
they had some great stuff to mess with the linebackers' eyes and open up runs.
Yep.
Hate to see us take timeouts for delay of games. No, I'm saying I'm cool with taking the timeout to stop the delay of game, but I don't want to be in those situations.
It's an improvement from last year, though, where they would have just probably taken the delay games.
I think that is it. I'll go back to Shedeur. We'll end on a high note. Shedeur to Travis is telepathic.
Shedeur Sanders was so locked in today.
Yeah, we might not have talked about that enough.
No.
Shedeur was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Shedeur was unbelievable.
And that gives me confidence going into any and every game against any and every opponent.
Absolutely it does. I mean, we've done it enough. Not tonight. I'm trying to get out of here, but I mean, over this year, I think the 3 of us and the people who follow us and listen have talked about how dynamic Shedeur Sanders is. And tonight is just another night where you just prove it. When you look at the completion percentage and still not satisfied, you look at the touchdown passes, the command of the offense, knowing his personnel, knowing what each one of them are capable of. It's just amazing to watch, man. Like this dude, he is that dude.
Yeah,
and for people who have, still crying daddy ball 4 years of college later, people who are still out there doubting, if he, can stay in the Heisman running, which that goes along with winning, but can stay in it as in he's going to be a high first-round draft pick or first overall. You're just insanely hating or blind if you don't see how good this guy is at quarterback.
He's unbelievable. It's a true pleasure to watch him play, to have him as our quarterback. I tweeted it out today as there's multiple billboards of him in Times Square, and I said to Buffs fans, never let this feel ordinary. This is not ordinary.
No, not even close.
The dude is unbelievable.
For any college.
Exactly.
For anywhere. Like this doesn't happen every year in college football.
No.
This doesn't happen every 10 years in college football. Like, this is spectacular. You're getting beholden, man. Why hate it? Like, I don't care if you're with another school. You can still watch it. Like, man, that dude is good.
It's exactly what I was saying about NDSU in the first half, where it's like, I just like football. So I was like, this is actually sick. I really hope it stops, but this is impressive. You watch Shedeur, and it goes back to what Coach Pulasic said. He plays the position the way it was intended to be played, and it's a beautiful thing to watch.
He's absolutely good. And speaking of this billboard, shout out to the Neely belly that's on the billboard. So if you look at the horizontal version, the vertical version of it, you get the full, physique there. Shout out to Nike doing me like tool time. Wilson the neighbor blocking my face out, but
hey, you're on a billboard on Times Square, bro.
And you know what? Like a friend texted me a picture of today. He said, "I know that belly anywhere." Look at that girth. That's Neely. I said, "You got me."
I love it, man. We're 1-0.
We are 1-0.
1-0. Hold on real quick.
We're not going anywhere without you.
So today, Shedeur was 26 of 34. That's 76%, 445 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Fluky ass interception.
That places him 6th in CU single game passing yards records.
Okay, so your call was before the season. He's going to end up with half of them.
Yep.
Now he's got 20%.
Yep. And today he threw his 100th touchdown pass of his career.
Yep.
Congratulations, too.
Threw it to Travis.
Legendary. Yes, he did. Yep, the one in the back in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, all the things I just said about don't let this be ordinary also applies to Travis Hunter,
Yep,
who was a once-in-a-lifetime player.
Generational. Unbelievable. All right, there you go. Colorado Buffaloes are 1-0. We will actually be back tomorrow morning from the DNVR bar. And then
There's a guy
holiday
here-
weekend.
There's a guy in here with a camera. Did you get through security? Who's this?
Holiday weekend, we'll be back on Monday.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. Practice Tuesday, Wednesday, though.
What time tomorrow morning?
11, right?
11 a.m. Yes, I believe Alyssa said 11 a.m. And we have a guest.
Scott Proctor will be coming back on the show.
Let's go. Should be amazing. The Buffs are 1-0. Let go of hell.
Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.